This is very much about them, this moment.
It absolutely is, and we're just getting the flypast, the
cameras go
scaled-back
skyward.
flypast.
So we have a fly past.
So
When
here
the
are the
Lancaster, Spitfire and
helicopters.
Hurricane come by, nobody say anything. It's one of God's great given sounds.
So we're expecting
So this is Royal Air Force, it's the Fleet Air Arm.
3 Juno HT-1 helicopters.
Helicopters first.
Second wave coming over now. First is a Wildcat helicopter, followed by 2 Merlin Mark helicopters. Third wave now approaching.
King and Prince of Wales both capable of flying helicopters, of course.
Indeed.
Which is 1 Wild Helicopter Mark 1 and 2 Apache helicopters behind it. Here we have 1 Wildcat helicopter and 2 Merlin Mark 4s. The 5th wave, we have 3 Chinook helicopters, followed by 1 Puma HC2. Now, as for what we're going to get next, we're not sure. We believe if it's a cut-down fly past, it'll just be the Red Arrows. We'll have to see. We can only cross our fingers. We'd all love to see the Battle of Britain Memorial flight, but I don't think it's going to happen. Be a hell of a cheer if it is.
But I think there were many fears that the weather would be atrocious, and actually, it's not that bad, is it? The rain is very light.
Well, we are getting a fly past. Yeah, it would appear that perhaps it's just going to be the Red Arrows now. That's how it looks to me.
It does. I remember.
I don't know if folk could hear, but I love the fact that the crowd applauded the helicopters.
Yeah, well,
as if anybody other than us and the rest of the crowd can hear the applause. But nice gesture.
Well, anything's better than nothing is the view, I think.
Absolutely. Of course, usually the aircraft in a flypast such as this would travel in very quick succession, but all we've had so far is the helicopters. We were expecting the Red Arrows, and I can see them coming now.
Yes, yeah, they're on their way.
White and blue.
The crowd are going mad. You can hear them now. Well, I think we'll join the applause as well,
yes,
I think. Why not? Absolutely.
Wonderful display by RAF's Red Arrows.
Yeah, well, I think given
best display team in the world.
Yeah, I mean, given the weather, yes, it wasn't, we of course missed out, on F-35s and the Hurricane and Spitfire and Lancaster, but hey, given the weather, given the forecast, I think the day's gone pretty remarkably well thus far.
I think we can definitely brand this as a success. What I would love to know is what Prince Louis's reaction was to the Red Arrows. If you remember back to the Platinum Jubilee, he famously was screaming and had his hands over his ears. From where I was seeing, I don't think he did that this time, but I could be wrong. I didn't have a clear shot of him. But you can just see him there on your screens in the bottom left-hand corner next to his sister.
I think he's behaved perfectly all day, which for many people is a little bit disappointing because he did rather steal the show last year.
Yes, we love a cheeky chap. The Princess of Wales said that her 3 children were excited but nervous for the coronation, but it looks like they're all having a pretty good time there on the balcony. Prince George, of course, in his page's uniform, not stood next to his siblings. I just saw a wave from Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis. The King and Queen are waving to the crowds as well.
And the crowd are waving back. There are flags being waved absolutely everywhere the eye can see. And as Cameron said earlier, not just Union flags or Union Jacks, whichever you prefer.
Extraordinary mixture.
Extraordinary mixture of flags. Great enthusiasm. People having a lovely time.
The page is just picking up the King's robes of the state and the Queen's robes
and the
of
King,
the
I
state
think,
as
decrees
well.
that that's quite enough.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's now the goodbye wave, I think.
Glad we could bring it to you, Canada.
waving to the crowds there.
Yes.
What a historic moment this is we are
Impromptu 3
witnessing.
cheers from the crowd.
3 cheers from the crowd. Very nice touch indeed. Charles just looking back.
This is a moment he will remember.
Yeah,
for the
as if
rest
to
of his
say,
life.
gosh, this is pretty good. There we are. A final wave from the King.
Well, I bet they must be so relieved.
Prince George smiling
And
at
that's
the
it.
crowds.
And that's it. They are out of
And
public
that shot
view.
will feature, I'll bet you, as
Yes.
well as you were saying earlier on. What is the lasting image?
Yeah,
That
it
one.
was sort of.
Thank you.
He was about to walk out of the door, and he stopped and turned around, had one last little look and a wave, and they'll be going back now into those staterooms. And I'm going to have a little bet with you that it won't be awfully long before someone pours them a glass of something, and they sit down and they feel mightily relieved, because that's got to be the most nerve-wracking day of Charles's life.